Update 4 is right around the corner, and one of the things that I'm most excited for is the new Kraken sea monster that is being added to the game. Don't get me wrong, sea beasts are awesome, but I think Krakens would add the level of diversity to sea monsters that make it a little bit more interesting. I wonder if Krakens will work in the same way sea beasts will, or if they'll work in an entirely different way and have a whole new set of spawn conditions completely different to sea beasts. I'm honestly excited to see how they'll add them into the game, and one idea I have is that maybe they'll be exclusively found in the new GPO Grand Line equivalent, since there have been leaks spread around of a Grand Line type area in Grand Peace Online. I'm not sure if this is actually a real sneak peek or if we actually are getting Grand Line, however it would make sense considering we are getting Alabaster or an Alabaster type island. This would make somewhat sense since they are dropping Kraken armor, which we can assume is just an upgraded form of Sea Beast armor, although it might not be just an upgraded version but might have its own unique stats that make the two armor sets very different. If it is in the Grand Line, that would give players an incentive to travel there or to stay there after leaving the CFOU. This is all speculation though, since we don't know if the Grand Line is even confirmed yet. I'm also curious as to whether they'll spawn only in rough seas or if there's going to be a whole new area for them to spawn. I'm going to assume they'll just spawn in rough seas, similar to sea beasts. Another thing I'm curious about is what kind of moves they'll have. In my opinion, it wouldn't make much sense if they had a roar and a blast move like sea beasts do, so maybe they'll have some sort of tentacle slam move. That would be awesome. Damn, just talking about Krakens has got me excited for the update and a little bit terrified of running into one of these guys while playing. I also have to mention the things that Krakens are confirmed to drop, since this is important as well. Krakens are confirmed to drop armor, a cape, and a great sword. The great sword looks awesome, and I'm sure it will have loads of cool attacks. If I like it enough, I might even switch to it, since the range looks super impressive. I hope it has some sort of ranged block break too, like Bicento's ranged block break. I'm assuming the base damage will be high too also, well, I mean high enough to compete with the other meta weapons. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on it and grinding a lot to get the Kraken's drops once the update comes, in order to get the armor, cape, and sword. I'm excited to see what the armor and cape will do, but I imagine the cape will give some sort of health boost, and maybe some sort of just stamina or health regen. The armor itself will probably give damage reduction similar to Sea Beast armor, unless they want to go an alternative route and give it HP or stamina regen, which would be interesting. I think I'll most likely switch from Sea Beast armor to Kraken armor, since I think it looks cool. What I am interested in most though is that sword. It looks awesome, but I'm still trying to figure out if it'll be a viable choice. We don't really know the moves yet. I hope it is viable and works well with Mera, since I do really like the design. I'm also going to assume it's a standard 2-move boss drop sword that isn't compatible with one sword style. The reason why I even bring up one sword style is because the sword does look like a sword that could possibly be used with one sword style. Well, much more than something like a Kirabachi or a Bicento, etc. It has more of a sword shape. I think I'll definitely prefer the sword to the Sea Beast katana, since I don't really think that sword is worth it unless you're a sword style main. Another question that I'm curious about is whether or not we'll be able to get the Kraken core similar to the Sea Beast core in the game right now. I mean, it would make sense if we could. I'm personally still waiting for Foyu to make it so that we can ride the Sea Beasts and use them as alternatives to a boat. Okay, I'm joking about that, but hey, Foyu, if you are watching, please give me a Sea Beast mount. That'd be awesome. Since we're on the topic of Sea Beasts, I do want to analyze what kind of stats the Kraken will have and how they'll fare against the Sea Beasts. So I'm assuming they'll have similar HP and also will follow the same framework for moves, 2 block breaks and a non-block break move. Obviously this is a massive assumption, but it helps at least give us a starting point what kind of moves the Kraken will have. I think it will also have some sort of tentacle slam move. This will be a block break obviously, and this might be controversial, but I think it should also have a water bomber move similar to the one that the Sea Beast has, since I'm assuming this will be a trend for moves across all the sea monsters that are coming to the game. The final move might be some sort of tentacle grab, and then maybe the Kraken will dunk you underwater and drown you if you're a Delphi user, of course. And that's basically an instant KO since the sharks will just eat you. Well, I think I've covered everything I want to talk about when it comes to Krakens that are coming in update 4 of Grand Peace Online. As always, I try to keep my videos an open discussion, so feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. I always read every comment, so don't be shy. And with that out of the way, I hope you're having a great day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye guys.